Hello, everybody. Happy Sunday. Let's see if we are live. We should be. Yes, we are live. Perfect. Happy Sunday, everybody. We are at the end of the week, finally. And it was a huge week in terms of pretty much everything. AI, um, got another podcast episode out, got a YouTube short out after a month of inactivity. And yeah, it was a crazy week all around. Sorry for the late start. I was trying to set up this banner that I just actually that's new on my LinkedIn profile, so I tried to put it here, but it's a little cropped, a little weird, and also my camera stopped working, so I needed to, you restart my computer. So that was awesome. Yeah, technology never, totally never fails. All right. Well, what should we get into first? How about DeepSeek? Uh, Pretty much, I think everybody has heard about DeepSeek by now. That is just, um, it was a crazy week around it. I'm not sure when did they release it. Maybe it was like last Sunday, even maybe Monday. I'm not sure, but they released it. The Chinese company did, and what happened with it? Well, it swept the market like crazy. Because nobody because it looks cheaply built, but it was working great. It was built at a fraction of what uh, OpenAI put into GPT-4, which is $100 million. So they were like, oh wow, yeah, they built it cheap, it's fast, and it was like they started developing it like a couple of months ago. So it's crazy how fast they built this model. I actually made that's what I made the video about. Is turns out that they stole OpenAI's data, and by that I mean, what I read at least, through developer accounts, they used those to extract batches of data from OpenAI's database, and yeah, it was a lot of data, and OpenAI security researchers actually noticed it, and they were a little bit alarmed because at the end of 2024 they started noticing like a huge, you know. Just an extraction of data from their servers, and you know uh, I guess they probably didn't think much of it until oh, look at that. A month or something later, ta-da, DeepSeek is out, the cheapest AI on the market, the fastest built probably too. So yeah, it was all BS though. Yeah, so geez, I don't know, I have something in the back of my throat, I apologize. There we go. Yeah, so I made a video about that. I made a short about that. You can check it out on my YouTube channel, Global Productions. So I'm streaming right now, as well as LinkedIn. And on LinkedIn, you can check it out through clicking my the company profile, and then yeah, it'll show the link. So yeah, it was just DeepSeek was dominating this week. They and how they swept the market, basically everything. Nvidia was the most hit. They lost somewhere around, in a single day, they lost $560 billion in market value. So that was that's really crazy. You know, just some sort of unverified, um, cheaply built, fast AI uh, can cause this just completely breakdown of the markets, AI market too. Everybody was shocked, by like, oh, China has developed like this really good AI that was built cheap, fast, and it is like pretty much the same as OpenAI. Uh, but they did do something original, and by that I mean like they scaled it really well. Um, Apparently, because they stole a lot of data and then they put it into that model and it works perfectly, that's why it was so cheaply built, because it's small. It's really small. So that's what helped it do that. So that's scalability is it's the same thing that's happening with everything pretty much. For example, storage. Back in the 90s, you had to have a floppy disk for not sure what the size was, probably like 4 MB of data, which is just this big. Now you have 2 TB of data and something like a chip, like this small. So times have changed. And it's just they did the same. They're now doing the same thing with AI, where and they've been doing this for like a year with some, but I think these DeepSeek has done it probably the fastest, I would say, because they took a huge batch of data and they compiled it, they scaled it, and then now it works well like a charm. Besides besides asking it if Taiwan is a country, or if what happened on Tiananmen Square, it'll very quickly shut you down. Or no, well, it'll shut itself down. It won't shut you down. Your question will stay there. But when the AI starts like going off into a tangent about what happened at Tiananmen Square, it's like, oh, it pops up the message, like blocks it, and then it pops up, oh, I can't engage with this. Let's change topics. So I mean, censorship AI basically swept the internet, swept the news, swept the markets and everything, and it turns out that it's pretty much all a fraud. But then at the same time, I just realized what I talked about in my video. People might say, OpenAI, they do the same thing, like stealing data, and they do. They really do. They do stole artists, intellectual property. Same with like they go on websites and they just take the content out, and it's they just do that. And I mean, there's lawsuits about it now, like New York Times. Well, that was last year too, but New York Times sued them because ChatGPT knew about and actually regurgitated one of their paywalled articles. So like, how do you can't do that, obviously. Like, you can't, just because that's copyright infringement. You can't just give it to somebody without paying, and they don't pay for that. So that's a big issue now. Yeah, and what else I want to talk about? Yeah, so OpenAI definitely steals data, but back to that, two wrongs don't make a right. Never. I mean, sure, OpenAI might steal data, okay, but if a company comes and steals OpenAI's data that's already been stolen, then it's double stolen, but that doesn't make it, that doesn't correct the first wrong. I don't know. I just feel nobody should steal. Nobody should obviously steal data, but if nobody did that, then the cost of AI would, oh geez, it would just be huge, because people would need to pay for all that data, and it's interesting. Also, I think OpenAI did pay for some data. Like, I think they paid Reddit for their data or something, and then they actually tried to bribe Twitter at one point, but Elon Musk was in the process of creating Grok, so he said, no, you can't have this. Yeah, so that's that. What else did I talk about in my video? Talked about that. Talked about OpenAI. Talked about, oh yeah, I don't know, not sure if anybody's aware, but it did remind me of that one Dr. Phil episode where there was this guy who did something called bum fights, and he pitted like homeless people against each other and made them fight for money. And they were like accusing him, like, oh, he's and he recorded them too, of course. So and then posted it on the internet, and they were like, oh no, he's like exploiting people or whatever for their what would you call it? Like, he's exploiting people that are in deep shit, right? And he came on, Dr. Phil like invited him, and he came on decked out in Dr. Phil gear, even like with the haircut and everything, because as we know, Dr. Phil did the same thing, or does. I'm not sure if he still does the shot. Not seen in a while. Maybe he does. If he does, then he does the same thing. He basically, uh, I guess you could say, takes advantage of people that are in that are in trouble, like in their personal lives. He invites them on and makes money off of that because he televises it. So it's basically the same thing. And like Dr. Phil got all offended and he was like, "Oh, get off the show, get off the show." But obviously because he knew he was wrong. He knew the bum fights guy basically did the same thing. So two wrongs again don't make a right. So I feel like Dr. Phil was OpenAI, and the bum fights guy was DeepSeek. He ripped him off basically, right, like that. But again, two wrongs never make a right. And then Friday, right? Friday, I recorded another podcast with Chris Jaramillo of West LA Coding, and we spoke about all this, the DeepSeek crash, and he has a lot more market knowledge than me. I'm not really familiar with too much, stock information or whatever. So, he kind of provided some insights on that. But yeah, like it's gonna, and the future of where it's headed to, because scalability is a huge future of AI, since it'll make everything cheaper. The responses will be cheaper. Now I know you might think like, oh yeah, you put a prompt into ChatGPT, it generates something. Well, that prompt or that generation costs something in energy, in water, and that translates directly to money. So that's why OpenAI can afford to do this, because they have a lot of funding from Microsoft and all those other companies. They're actually getting new funding just recently. It was announced. And yeah, so they're going to continue to do this, but it costs, and it costs. I forgot the exact calculations, but I made videos about those too. Um, it is a pretty big ecological toll, because it just costs a lot. So scalability will be necessary to kind of offset that a little bit, because from smaller models, obviously, using smaller data sets, you're going to have better. Well, not necessarily. I'm not sure if better outputs is the correct word. It might be a little more streamlined, I guess, like concise, but it's going to be or not. It doesn't have to be concise. It doesn't have to affect the result if it's done correctly. You could have the same result just for a lot less a lot less ecological toll, and a lot less money. So yeah, so scalability is the future of AI, definitely. And because also uh, there's not a lot more data to be extracted from the internet into the data sets of these AI. So or GPTs or whatever, the data sets. So yeah, they're losing data. So eventually they're probably going to have to either, the future is either AGI, just AI has its own mind and does its own stuff and everything and has its own consciousness. Either that, or it's going to be just AI AI upon AI, like AI being trained on data that was generated by other AI in combination with like other original data or something like that. This is what basically DeepSeek did, right? They just took OpenAI's data set. See if we have any comments, because I see we have one viewer, but I'm pretty sure I know who that is, but the chat doesn't want to load. Okay, cool. Yeah, so DeepSeek did that. They basically took OpenAI's data, scaled it, and created a model that's almost as good. Aside for the censorship, from what I've heard, at least. I haven't tried it out myself, but I've heard that it's pretty good. And they also, I just read an article recently where it said like DeepSeek tried to convince a user that it is ChatGPT, and tried to convince them of it. But of course, you're going to attribute that to AI hallucination or whatever. I don't think it's the case, because AI hallucination, like I'm sure, yeah, because it gives you false data and um, tries to convince you of it. That's what happened to me. I don't know, countless of times, countless times. I mean, I tried to like give it a question with like a multiple choice. It gave me the wrong answer once. I told it that's not the correct answer. Give me the wrong answer for a second time. Well, a different answer. I told it, well, I knew it was wrong, but I told it, hey, that's actually, like, explain what you're thinking is. It genuinely gave me like a reasonable explanation for why that wrong option is correct. And I told it, actually, no, it's that one. And then, so it always, like, it tries to sound convincing. But anyways, but I think that DeepSeek, since it was built on data, I don't think it would just claim that. When you ask an AI, like, I haven't tried it yet, I'll try it. Maybe right now, actually. Hang on. Let's see. Let's ask Claude, for example, right? Like, are you ChatGPT or something like that? Here. Let's see. Share screen. Claude. And it should. There it is. Okay. Yeah. Maybe. Oh, no, that's. Never mind. Okay. I'll just keep it like that. So here we go. Are you ChatGPT? There you go. Okay. And the nose. Like, yeah, that's OpenAI. Now let's ask Gemini. Share this tag. There we go. This tab instead. Are you ChatGPT? Doesn't even say that it's that it's not OpenAI. It's trained. You know what? That's not what I'm asking. I'm asking if you're ChatGPT. Okay, so Gemini is just it's Flash. That's why. That might be why. I don't know, but I don't. This is why I don't use Gemini. Gemini can be so, like, I don't know, rigid like this too. Like, it doesn't even change its response. And then, I mean, let's ask ChatGPT as a control question. Yeah, there. Then, as you can see, are you ChatGPT? Well, it would be hilarious if it said, like, I'm not. Yeah. Okay, cool. It says yes, I am. All right. Let's ask Perplexity. I haven't used that in a while. Let's see what's changed. Probably nothing. Are you ChatGPT? Oh, I gotta share this. There we go. Not Pro. Okay. Oh, okay. So no. And then let's ask DeepSeek for the first time in my life. I don't want to use it because I believe it's spyware, anyways. But do I have to log in? If I have to log in, I'm not gonna do it. Yeah, I don't think I'm doing it. I'm not like. I might. You know what? I might use one of my throwaway Google accounts. Then I don't care. This one. Continue. All right. Cool. So let's share this tab instead. Are you ChatGPT? I'm not sure how the person did it or whatever. Like how it made it say how the person made it say that it is ChatGPT. But maybe, let's see. Huh. Interesting. DeepSeek. I think I know how to jailbreak stuff, but the thing is, if I were to jailbreak it and like give it my prompts, then I don't know, we would be here for a while. So I'm just gonna not do that. There we go. Cool. So everybody's kind of aware, so it knows what it's not and what it is. But since it claimed to that other user that it is ChatGPT, that's what made me suspicious. Because AI doesn't really hallucinate that way. That's why I believe that DeepSeek did genuinely. Actually, got to log out. I have to log out. I'm sorry. I don't want to stay in that. No, log out. Get out. Might even delete my account. So let's see. ChatGPT. There we go. Okay, I'm logged out now. So yeah. Anyways, so and in the podcast also we talked about how what was it? We talked about scalability, and after that he went off into a tangent about uh, a lot of stuff about like cryptocurrency and how it kind of ties to that. I'm also not familiar with too much cryptocurrency because I've never used it. I mean, I know how it works, and it's traded and all of that, but and that has like one Bitcoin has a price, right? But never really got into the depth of how it actually works and where it's located, where it's stored, what kind of like basis it has, because money is typically backed by something, right? Like gold. I'm not sure if Bitcoin even has something like that. If it's backed by a bigger thing, if it's backed by money, I'm really not sure. So, or how it even came to being, like some sort of electrical digital or digital currency that is just kind of there. You don't have it in your pocket. You don't have it anywhere. It's not physical, and it's just there. And you know that if you have one Bitcoin and you have, let me search this up, BTC to DLL. You have, oh wow, okay, I didn't realize it was that much. $97,000. If you have one Bitcoin, you have $97,000. Like, how do you know that? Who tells that? Who gives that? Uh, what's it called? Who gives that? Uh, who sets the prices? There you go. Who's behind it? So that's why I never understood about that. But he did give me some. Yeah, he did give me some. What's it called? Like a documentary or whatever. I'll actually leave the link. Well, I'll leave both links in the comments here. First of all, to my short, and then to my podcast. If it loads, of course. There we go. Shorts. It's not gonna let me. Cool. Got that one. And I have to go through LinkedIn because my chat is just not working. So, gosh. Yeah, the internet and all the digital stuff today is just bad. Like, today is bad. It's off the charts. We do have one comment, right? Actually, yeah. Oh no, never mind. Yeah. So that's my dad. He sent like I don't know what that is, like an Amazon link. I'm not sure. I'm not gonna click that just yet. So here's that link to the YouTube. I want it. Okay. Yeah. And then the podcast. There we go. Come on. All right, I feel like recently technology has been on the decline. I'm starting to really believe the dead internet theory, because it is just AI slop everywhere. Yeah, there we go. And then you have to put it in. There we go. That's the second link. That's the short, and then that's YouTube. Okay. Then we got another comment. It's the generated encryption string that makes it unique. And with each new coin, the string gets more complicated, whereby making it more expensive to mine. Well, I get that, but at the same time, like, where is this located? Where is this taking place, right? I know it's like they call it, the blockchain, whatever. What is that? Like some sort of digital mine, like where miners go and like, little digital pickaxes and like get the block. They kind of like take pieces off of it. That's what my genuine, uh, illustration, visualization of what that is looked like, So, yeah, that's just that. That's what I thought the blockchain was. And all right, What else did I want to talk about? Maybe some, I don't know, personal development. No, he did put it in. Yeah, my chat is still not working. Yeah, I know. I have to look through LinkedIn always. All right, yeah, I saw your message, but it's yeah, it's yeah, like in Restream, my chat is out. Never mind. It went on and then it went off. Okay, cool. And personal comments from my dad is he said that internet is cluttered with BS. Yeah, I mean it is really, like, especially with the onset of AI and everything. Everything has uh, the quality of everything has gone to poo. It's just terrible, and it's just sad to see. Uh, the internet used to be vibrant. The internet used to be, I don't know, probably it felt like an adventure. At least when I was younger too. Because you just went on a lot of different sites and everything was still. I didn't grow up in the '90s. Obviously, I wish I did from that perspective, because I would. Oh my, yeah. The internet back then was even crazier than in like 2010s, early 2010s. But I still remember it used to be way less, organized, uh, and it still was, everything was still original. Now you can't even sometimes tell the difference between what's AI and what's not. I mean, I'm pretty good at telling it, but I recently generated some images, for example, with Google's Image FX and its test kitchen, AI test kitchen. They looked real, and I sent it to a friend, and he was like, "Yeah, that looks real," and it was that realistic, and it was crazy detail, and it looked like an actual image. So, that's just that's the development of AI, and it's not stopping. It's gonna keep going, and it's just gonna get more and more out of control as it goes, probably. Along, with at least video generation and image generation and everything. So you might not be able to eventually tell in a couple of years, maybe even less. Who knows? If AGI is on, then it'll be way less. So in a couple of months, maybe a couple of years, you might not even be able to tell the difference between what AI generated and even text. Like, as it goes, it'll just be way more conversational. Or not, well, nowadays you can make it conversational too. Like, I generate my stuff with AI sometimes, and nobody can tell that it's AI, because I just either tell it to generate something conversational, or I edit it. That's what AI should be about. At least it should always have some sort of human control in that sense. Like, because if you just generate AI after AI, you're gonna be seen as somebody who's inauthentic, lazy, even. You're not gonna be trusted if you just copy paste AI content onto LinkedIn, or generate AI videos, and even some people even claim them as their own, when uh, you know you don't own anything AI generates. Nobody does, actually. Nobody does. Not even the companies themselves, because it is the copyright of every single um, artist that the data was taken from. So, for example, you create an AI image. It uses data from, I don't know. It just uses the whole data set from millions, billions of people. So you never own anything. So that's that. And also, I wanted to say one more thing. One more thing before I go, but I forgot it. Just got off into a tangent about what AI should look like. Uh, Never mind. I'm gonna leave it. We hit our 30-minute mark. I just talked about random stuff, and by the way, I don't do. Um, these are not planned. I don't have any necessarily points. Uh, I just go with the flow. So that's my. Uh, you know, those are my takes. Just opinions. We don't have that many. Uh, this would be easier if we had more people watching and engaging, well, and commenting, obviously, so I could give my take on a lot more stuff, and time would definitely go by faster there. But I don't know, today's is not the case. So, another comment: AI generated by AI will make the AI get lost in its algorithm. I have to reread that. Yeah, yeah, right. Okay, now I get that. Yeah, so my dad said, yeah, that AI will eventually, if it's built upon more AI, it'll just get lost completely. That's why there's also always has to be the human touch. Otherwise, it'll just collapse probably on its own, onto itself. So it is possible. Yeah. Right. Well, cool. I will be back probably next Sunday because I said last stream I might have been back last Thursday, but that didn't work out. I didn't just have time, so that's why I'm saying Sunday. Maybe I'll say Sunday, and if Thursday, and it'll be a surprise stream. But yeah, but Sunday definitely I'll be back and I'll be talking about probably how I juggle school and side gigs, and it is not an easy undertaking. Believe that. Believe me. And so that concludes the Sunday stream. Have a great rest of your Sunday. Have a blessed day, and I'll see you guys next Sunday